Are you ready to celebrate Thanksgiving?
The Thanksgiving is bad.
What do you mean?
The Thanksgiving is about eating animals.
Oh, come on. Animals eat animals. Are they bad?
Well, the Thanksgiving is about extremist religious fanatics who invaded the land of the the Indians.
The Pilgrims were not extremists or fanatics. They escaped from England. The king would not let them practice their religion. So they bravely went to a new land where they could be free.
Well, what about the Indians?
The indigenous people? Some helped the Pilgrims. Some attacked them, and they fought back and forth. They had to learn to get along. They shared Thanksgiving eventually. But Thanksgiving was not about the Native Americans. The true history of Thanksgiving is about the failure of communism.
No way.
Yes way. In 1620, the Pilgrims set up a communal system in which they owned the lands in common and would share the harvest in common. By 1623,
How exciting. Did they rejoice in the shared collective experience based on the enlightened progressive philosophy of Karl Marx? From each according to their ability, to each according to their need.
no. Have you been eating the wrong mushrooms again? By 1623, it became clear the system was not working out well. The men were not eager to work in the fields, since if they worked hard, they would have to share their produce with everyone else. The colonists faced another year of poor harvests. They held a meeting to decide what to do.
Did they sing, "We Are the World"? That is a good song. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy.
They were in the woods. Not Woodstock. Anyway, the Pilgrims changed their economic system from communism to individual enterprise. The land was still owned in common and could not be sold or inherited, but each family was allotted a portion, and they could keep whatever they grew.
So greedy people kept more?
Did a turkey hit you in the head? That is crazy. Working hard is not greedy. Working hard creates the food. The hard-working people kept what they grew. And the lazy slackers had to get up off their butts and raise crops if they wanted to eat. Like everyone else.
It sounds miserable, the hard work.
Yes, life was hard. But the switch paid off for the Pilgrims. Their new incentive-based economic system was a great success. It looked like they would have an abundant harvest this time. But then, during the summer, the rain stopped, threatening the crops. The Pilgrims held a day of humiliation and prayer. The rains came, and the harvest was saved. It is logical to surmise that the Pilgrims saw this as a sign that God blessed their new economic system, because Governor Bradford proclaimed November 29, 1623, as the day of Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh. They mixed church and state. I knew they did something wrong.
The communism was wrong, yes. But their Christian faith was not wrong. Governor Bradford wrote in his book, On Plymouth, that their experience taught them that for society as a whole, communism, or sharing all the production, was vain and a failure. Bradford said the experience, that has had in this common course and condition, tried sundry years, and that amongst godly and sober men, may well evince the vanities of the conceit of Plato's and other ancients, applauded by some of later times, that the taking away of property, and bringing into common wealth, would make them happy and flourishing, as if they were wiser than God.
What does all that mean?
It means they learned that the men who think they are smarter than God and want to control everything and everybody with communism are arrogant and vain fools who screw up everything.
Well, I am a progressive. I do not believe in God. I believe in a big government that will take care of me.
Useful idiot. That is what Karl Marx would have called you. Well, back then the Pilgrims had no big government to take care of them. They had to take care of themselves. Faith in God helped them be strong and brave. It is what this country was founded upon. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness under God. And that communism sucks.
So the Pilgrims didn't share anything. Sharing is caring.
Actually, the Pilgrims recognized that the land itself would be their common community property, but that it is proper for the fruits of the labor of each person and family to belong to those who produced them. This was the great economics lesson about incentives that the Pilgrims learned, a lesson that so impressed them that they commemorated it every year thereafter. This should have been the day we remember their vital economics lesson, but this lesson was later forgotten in a mix-up with a shooting party with the Indians in 1621.
Guns kill people.
Look out. There is a bear behind you. Are you going to sing to it? Or pick up that gun?
Oh my God, I shot a bear.
The bear would have eaten us. Thank you for using the gun and not singing.
I guess the gun can be good. Sometimes.
Of course. Okay. Where was I? Anyway, this bitter lesson, that communism sucks, would be learned all over again by the people of the Soviet Union and other command economies, where socialism and communalism of production failed again. Fortunately, the Pilgrims, a smaller community in simpler times, were able to switch quickly and realize the great prosperity that comes from applying the two principles of individual enterprise, sharing the benefits of land, and keeping what you individually earn.
Everything was free in the Soviet Union.
You killed the bear, so I will forgive you for that silliness. But anyone who lived in the Soviet Union can tell you, everything sucked in the Soviet Union. One last thing you might think about. Thanksgiving Day should be remembered not just as a day when we give thanks for our abundance, but more deeply and historically, why we have this abundance. In our Thanksgiving Day celebrations, let us therefore tell one another the true origins of the Thanksgiving and the great economic lesson that the Pilgrims hoped we would remember. Communism sucks.